The call came while I was already halfway home. Not her voice. A man's laughter in the background, cut off too quickly to be accidental. I stood at the red light longer than I should have, engine idling, fingers tight around the wheel. My name still glowed on the dashboard from her missed call. She tried again. I didn't answer. Something had shifted, not shattered yet, just misaligned, like a door left ajar in a house that's always been locked. I arrived an hour earlier than planned. No text, no warning. The house looked normal, too normal. I pushed the front door open quietly, shoes by the wall, her coat still gone. Music upstairs, soft, intimate. I climbed the steps without sound, each one measuring a new distance between who I thought she was and who I was about to meet. The bedroom door was closed. Her voice drifted through it, breathless, unfamiliar. Other people's hands, a rhythm that did not belong to me. I opened the door. Time folded inward. Bodies froze. Her face emptied itself of color. Silence swallowed the room whole. I looked at them, calm, curious. I said, "Don't rush, finish up." Then I turned and walked away. Because from that moment on, their world would be different, and the reckoning would be cold and merciless. At first, my mind tried to negotiate. This isn't what it looks like. There's an explanation. You're tired. You're misreading. But denial doesn't survive eye contact. The memory replayed itself without emotion, like surveillance footage. Her hand on his shoulder. The way she didn't scream when she saw me, because screams are for innocence. I sat alone in the kitchen that night. The clock ticked. The house breathed. She didn't come down. Years collapsed into moments. Late nights she blamed on work, new passwords, sudden privacy, a smile that stopped reaching her eyes. I hadn't been blind. I had been accommodating. The betrayal wasn't just physical, it was architectural. She had rebuilt our life with hidden corridors, secret exits, rooms I was never meant to enter. I slept on the couch, not out of hurt, out of strategy. Because once you see the structure, you don't burn the house down, you map it. I became quieter, more observant. I let routine continue. Morning coffee, polite nods, neutral questions. She mistook my silence for shock, for weakness. She underestimated the relief that comes when suspicion finally becomes certainty. I checked records, phone logs, cloud backups she forgot still synced to the old tablet. Messages archived, not deleted. Familiar names disguised as coworkers. Patterns emerged. Tuesdays, hotels, transfers of money disguised as favors. I watched her watch me, waiting for anger, waiting for collapse. I gave her neither. Instead, I smiled less, slept better. I ran numbers, consulted a lawyer without urgency, copied files, backed everything up twice. This wasn't revenge, this was preparation. The truth arrived on a Tuesday, not dramatically, no thunder, just a folder sliding across a desk. Photos, dates, confirmations. I already knew, but knowing and proving are different disciplines. That night, I placed the folder on the dining table. No speech, no accusations, just evidence arranged with care. She opened it. Her hands shook. Her mouth opened, then closed again. Tears arrived late, as they always do when guilt is forced to perform. "I can explain," she said. I nodded. I know. That unsettled her more than shouting ever could. I didn't ask who he was. I didn't need his name. Men like that are interchangeable. What mattered was choice. She chose secrecy over honesty, comfort over consequence, control over respect. I watched her unravel without lifting a finger. The next move was simple. I didn't confront him, I invited him. Dinner, neutral ground, calm tone. She tried to stop me. Her fear was confirmation enough. When he arrived, I greeted him like a guest, offered a drink, let him sit. Then I handed him the same folder. He skimmed it quickly, faster than she had. Men like him understand exposure. "You didn't win," I said quietly. "You were selected." I stood, picked up my keys. Everything legal is already in motion. Assets frozen, access revoked, narratives corrected. They looked at each other then. Not lovers, conspirators realizing the deal was never equal. I left them there, surrounded by silence and paperwork. The house feels larger now, not emptier, cleaner. I packed only what I needed, left the rest as artifacts of a life built on assumptions. There was no final argument, no apology worth hearing. Closure doesn't come from their remorse, it comes from clarity. I didn't lose anything that was truly mine. What I gained was distance, from lies, from performance, from the version of myself willing to accept less than truth. Some people mistake calm for forgiveness. They're wrong. Calm is what arrives when the war is already over, and you're the only one who planned for the aftermath.